Hello, hello. This is Adrienne, Capricorntigress of Astrology, a lookinside.com. And I'm coming to you with the November 2020. Actually, it's a full moon in Taurus reading because technically I'm right at the precipice of the full moon in Taurus. And this is for the sign of Libra, for Libra. This reading should be good for most of, if not all of November, but definitely those first 2 weeks in November that are heavily influenced with this full moon in Taurus. The funny thing about the full moon in Taurus, Libra, is that one, Taurus falls in your natural eighth house, which is money. And Taurus is rule money. Of course, Taurus would vibrates to the second house. So when it's in the eighth house, it's opposed to its own home. So some Aries, some Libras might experience some issues when it comes to money, but I think most Libras really like money and they also like the beautiful things in life. And this is really indicative of being ruled by the planet of Venus, because Libras and Taurus are ruled by the planet Venus. And it just tells me that you love, I'll say, like lovely things. Now, here's the crazy thing: the full moon in Taurus happening in your eighth house was opposed, of course, by the sun in Scorpio, which is sitting in your second house. So, Libra, many of you might have an influx of money. You might have money coming in. I don't know from where. It could be from annuities. It could be from, say, child support. It could be from, I don't know if you've got anything where you've got money that could come in um, from dividends or something like that. It could be just from work. I mean, it's money. And if it's not actual physical money, it's possessions. It's the things that you own, getting nice things, a new car, a new home, new clothes. I mean, things like that. All of these are the types of issues that are at play right now for you, Libra. Okay, so that's been my take on it as an astrologer. But what I'm going to do for you, Libra, and because it's the beginning of November, we're going to pull some tarot cards and we're going to find out what Divine Spirit wants to tell you as far as what to expect in the month of November. What can Libra reasonably expect to occur in the month of Libra? In the month of Libra. Well, in the month of November. Okay. We're in Scorpio season now. But let's see what Divine Spirit wants to tell you, Libra. What is that message? I'm just getting them all stacked up and ready here to go. Anytime you want to show me anything, you can let me know, Divine Spirit. Okay. Anything at all. That extra noise you hear is my hands hitting the crystals, because I do have crystals right here in front of me. I always keep them when I do the readings. Okay, let's see what Divine Spirit wants to share with this sign. Ooh, what's that going on, Libra? Okay, okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's see, what else do you want to share, Divine Spirit? Show me clearly. Wow, a whole bunch came out. That's amazing. I've seen him several times tonight. Anything else? Is there anything else? Show me clearly. What would that be? Show me. What is that? is a special message. Anything going once? There it is. I could tell there was something else supposed to come out. Anything else? Is that it? It's the end of the message. Ah, okay, okay. Anything else here? I just like to get to the bottom of things. Okay, I see. I think that's it, isn't it? Oh, here we go. Okay, okay, okay. All right. So I've got some extra cards over because I'm nosy and I always do that. I don't know why. I love to do that. So let's talk about where the planets are, what this has to say, these cards are. So the first card you got, Libra, is Strength. Strength is an 8 card, and believe it or not, in astrology, 8 vibrates to Scorpio. And I just said the sun in Scorpio is going to be in your second house of money. And that, I believe, is going to be your strength. I believe money is going to be your strength, but for sure your strength is going to be in I think Scorpio. And that's the second house of money for you. The strength card was crossed by the 9 of coins. So yeah, I do. I see some victory when it comes to money. I just do. There could be some success here when it comes to money. And it's your strength. The one thing, with the 9 of coins, it does warn you about being vain, But the thing is, I see the strength is going to deal with the pentacles or the money. There could be some fighting. The next card was the 5 of staves. And whenever there's the 5 of staves shows up, it always indicates there's some kind of fighting, some kind of bickering, maybe over that money. Maybe over, whatever the success is that's coming your way, or victory. But there is some fighting, and just be aware of that. And the bottom card is the Ace of Swords. So, you could be dealing with you are a Libra. I was going to say you could be dealing with an air sign. You are a Libra. And I think whenever I see, the Ace of Swords, to me, I don't care what else is going on. This is victory. You've got victory in here. The Ace of Swords is the card of pure victory. So the potential for the victory, I think, exists, at least after whatever fighting you're going over. I would be careful about verbal, because swords is always mental and verbal communication, and I'm just afraid that you might say something and that could be a problem. But next card was the Page of Coins, and again we go right back to the coins. It's about the money. This is getting the communication about the money, the ideas about the money. Maybe someone's communicating to you about the money. You might get a letter about money, a call about money. Like I said, this could be dividends, this could be some, I don't know, something that was owed to you, but money. And the next card that came out was the World. Wow. 21 breaks down to a 3. In numerology, that's Virgo. In astrology, that's Gemini. That's communication again. But the World tells me that you've got the world at your feet. Like you can travel from where you are to anywhere. You're not stuck. So if you are in a situation where it might feel like, what is she talking about? I don't have any money. Just know that it can change at a moment's notice. And you want to know why? Because the World was topped by the Chariot. And the Chariot is sitting in your current position, and that is success. And I believe some Libras have success coming. Now you could be just dealing with a cancer, but I really believe that this is about success. Okay, so do be aware of that I sense success is coming your way, Libra. I do sense that you have success coming. Next was the Ace of Cups on top of that Chariot. Again, you could be dealing with a Cancer, because this is emotion. The Ace of Cups is, my cup runneth over with emotion. And so it could be something to do with the emotions. Give me 1 second, you guys. You guys, I just had to have some water and I popped an aspirin. I've been having the weirdest pains in my left arm. And so I don't know if it's just that Saturn's in the first house. I do have my progressed Mars in Leo and Mars in Leo at birth. And that is, an indication of heart issues. So I've got a aspirin under my tongue. I don't know if you can tell by the way I'm talking. You know, wow. I really debated whether I should get this reading in because of not feeling good. But here I'm feeling weird in my left arm again. I've been having trouble with that. So anyway, I want to finish this reading for you. I'm waiting for the aspirin to melt. That's why I'm wasting time. Give me a second. Okay. So, as I was saying about the Ace of Cups is a great card only because it deals with the emotions and the emotional offer you could possibly get. But I think when it's, touching the chariot like that, that is success. I really, truly believe that. And then the Knight of Staffs on top of that Ace of Cups, it tells me you're moving away. I mean, if it was bad emotions, you're moving away from bad emotions. But if it's good, you're moving away and moving toward, I hopefully, your Ace of Cups, moving toward your success. Oh, yeah. And then this Knight of Staves is topped by the King of Staves. It's next is the King of Staves. And I think some Libras could be dealing with a fire sign, maybe like a Leo, a Sag, a Aries. Aries being your natural partnership sign, and this actual first portion of the reading ends on the King of Staves. Well, the King of Staves is a king that is very direct, successful, usually a very good king, and he rules well. He's a good ruler, a good executive. So some of you guys could be dealing with a fire sign like that. I wanted to pull some additional cards because I was concerned, and I didn't really get a good vibe for the message it wanted to tell me. So I was like, well, that's a good reading, but what else is there? So I kept pulling cards, and I got a couple of more out. The first being the Hermit. In Libra, some of you guys might be dealing with things that have to do with, spirituality, because it's a 9 card. 9 always, to me, it could just be diplomacy because Libras are known for dealing with diplomacy. But you could be dealing with things like politics and things like that, and religion and uh, legalities and things, or education. No matter what it is you do, take the time. Take the time to be alone and to gather the information that you need in order to be successful. And sometimes we need to take that time to do that. And this might be an indication of something you might do. But whatever goes on after a period of stagnation, or a period of where things weren't going great, I think it can perk up because next you got the Star. And the Star is known for, reviving things after they've been bad. Once you pour out your emotion, here we go with emotion again. But once you pour out that water, pour out that emotion, I believe you'll have the success. The star, the sun will shine upon you once you pour out the emotion. Now, this is an Aquarius card, and some of you guys could be dealing with an Aquarius as a Libra, but I really think it's about letting out that emotion because Libras tend to be mental and not emotional. Although you're ruled by Venus, you tend to be more in the mind than anywhere, even though it's known for being romantic. But let your emotions out. I think that it's important that you pour out those emotions. The next card is the High Priestess. It's a 2 card, which is Taurus. We're at a Taurus moon. But the High Priestess, I believe, is a Cancer card. And 2 in numerology is Cancer. And it's emotion again. It's emotion again. But here's the thing, it's about you having this inner knowledge, this inner knowing, this inner whatever that gives you the belief that you know somewhere deep inside, psychically, you know, on a deep internal level. The next card was the Six of Coins, and this always tells me that whatever is going on, the more you give, the more you get. We've been talking about emotions here. So I think, Libra, the more you give out those emotions, the more emotions you'll get back. Let's hope that when you're giving out the emotions, you're giving out positive emotions, and therefore you'll get positive emotions back. If this is about money, the more you give money, the more you get money. So remember that. The next card was the Eight of Staves. Eight of Staves. And this is about going forward in a direct motion. You know, moving forward, moving quickly even, but going forward in a direct path, not veering left or right, but really staying on focus, staying on target, because that's how you'll achieve your greatest success. And I really think when, you know, the card that ends it all is the Devil. That's a Capricorn card. It's a six in numerology that breaks down to Taurus. And in astrology, it's Virgo. This could have something to do with work or money. Again, Taurus moon, right? So it could have something to do with money. But with it being on top of that eight of staffs like that, and I just got out of my mouth, stay on the straight and narrow, right? Follow your path. Don't veer off to the left or right. The devil can tempt you. It can deceive you. It can be deceptive. It might make you want to go to the left or the right. It might want to make you go and look at alternatives when you really should stay on the right path. So make sure you one, follow your intuition and follow your heart. Use your emotions. Use your intuition and stay on the straight and narrow, stay on the right path, okay? So I'm going to pull these cards apart because when I do, it tells me a very specific message, or, you know, it tells me more. I get more information that way. I am freaked out. I didn't even pay attention to some of this. I can't believe I missed this. So the first thing I'm freaked out about, first of all, let me just say that I did not realize at all how many major arcana cards you had in this reading. You have a lot of major arcana. You do have two aces here too, which I didn't realize that at all. You have the King of Staves, Knight of Staves, and the Page of Coins. I'm telling you, leadership, moving away from whatever has been bothering you is possible. Getting that communication, I think, about money, about finances, I think is also looming large. I'm going to let you know what two aces mean, so you can know what two aces mean. If you don't already, I should know it by heart, but I'll say gobbledygook, so I always like to read it so I know I'm saying the right thing. So look, this is about financial increase. Someone else got this recently. This is a indication that you can have more money. You can make more money. You can have financial increase by purchasing in small investments. So, in a way, you might be like, what is she talking about? Well, I already mentioned something about you may be moving house or purchasing household items. What I mean is like the second house. When I was talking about Scorpio in the second house and you being lucky with Scorpio in the second house, that means you could buy things for your house, literally your home, or, you know, toys, like things like cars or clothes or jewelry or possessions. You can also make investments, and that's the eighth house also. But investments would be good now, like you know, anything that would bring you back annuities, or it could be where you can make residuals from something you do, maybe investing on a online business or something that could bring you back money later. That could be part of this, because this has been talking about money a lot, I think. And also, any large business purchase will be money well spent. So let's say you come into money And then you decide, oh, I'm going to invest this money in this new business or this new venture or whatever. That'll be money well spent. It's a good idea. As far as relationship goes, it could refer to things that you purchased as a couple. Again, that second house Scorpio vibe. That second house is always things that you buy, more than you acquire. So you could be purchasing some things as a couple in your relationship. Also, it could symbolize a lack of progression in the relationship. So be aware of that. And you guys, like I said, I've been not feeling that great. I'm coughing over here, drinking lots of tea. My left arm is feeling that aspirin helped a little, but I'm still feeling a little bit weird. So let's go ahead and finish this up now quickly, so we can get that done, okay? So I like to take the major arcana and read the major arcana backwards because to me it tells its own specific story when I do that. And the first card here is the strength card, and this tells me that whatever is going on, you are strong, Libra, and you are in the position of strength. So, sometimes a reading will start with a weak card there, like a tower or three of swords or something. And I know they're coming from a weak place. You're not. You're coming from a position of strength and power. So remember that. Also, the next card was the world card. And when strength is touching the world that way, I think that your strength is that you've got so many options. The world is your oyster, Libra. Like you can travel, you can move from whatever you're going through to something new. And some Libras might actually be physically traveling because the next card is the chariot. And the chariot is fast, quick movement. You just could be moving from whatever was going on in your life to something new in a positive way because the chariot is victory. It's a victory card. Both the world and the chariot are, to me, cards of victory. And so you could be moving forward. I think in a relationship, it's a seven card. And in numerology, seven is Pisces, but in astrology it's Libra, and you are a Libra. So it could deal with relationships, it could deal with just you, Libra, being victorious. The next card was the Hermit card, and this is telling me you need to take time to concentrate and spend time, just I think learning skills and gaining your knowledge and building your plans and all of that, maybe in the background, doing it that way. And the next card is the star, and the star is an 8 card as well. I just realized that, but the star vibrates to the sign of Aquarius, and some of Libras may be dealing with Aquarius. It's also a fellow air sign like you are, Libra, but it tells me that the more you pour out your emotion, the more success you will get. And for Libra, pouring out emotion is not easy because you're an air sign. You're not naturally so, expressive emotionally like that. So, but this is a time to do it. And 8, by the way, breaks down to the sign of Scorpio in astrology, and we're under the sun of Scorpio for the November. So definitely pour out those emotions every opportunity you get. And next you have the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is a 2 card. Again, 2, Scorpio, is in for you, Libra, Scorpio. It's a natural house of Taurus, is the second house, too, but Scorpio is in the second house for you, Libra. And so I think the intuition, this inner knowledge that you have, is going to come in the area of money. When it comes to money, you're going to know exactly what to do. I really believe this, Libra. You're going to have a deeply intuitive instinct on what to do. And the final card of the reading is the Devil. And the Devil is the Capricorn card. It is a 15, breaks down again to a 6. And 6 in numerology is Taurus, and 6 in astrology is Virgo. So this could have something to do with work, with it being the earth sign and landing on earth like that. But it could just have to do with the 7 deadly sins, like lust and greed and gluttony and sloth and all of those things like that. So be aware of that. Also be aware that it could be deception. Don't deceive yourself. With it being on top of the high priestess, use your intuition. Don't deceive yourself. Don't believe others over your own internal intuition. Your own internal GPS system will tell you the truth. Okay, Libra? So this has been my reading for the sign of Libra. Libra, I want to thank you, by the way, for your patience in dealing with me as I battled my own illness during your reading. I thank you for your patience and for allowing me to do that. And if you haven't already done so, take a moment to share our videos, like our videos, subscribe to the channel. And when you do, hit that little bell so you know whenever I'm going live and whenever I'm posting new videos on to YouTube or posting anything on YouTube, actually. And go by our website, which is Astrology, A Look Inside, and subscribe to our website. Again, that's Astrology, A Look Inside. And when you do that, you'll know whenever I'm posting new videos there, or uploading a new podcast, yeah, or blog post, or adding new products or anything like that, okay? Also, follow us on Instagram at instagram.com/astrology a look inside, and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/astrology a look inside. And if you're not a member of our group on Facebook, join our group on Facebook, which is facebook.com/groups/astrology a look inside, and all group members are entitled to one free reading. So join us, okay? Much love and light to you, and happy November to you, Libra. Bye now.